Operations at several airports in Russia's capital have resumed after being temporarily suspended due to a significant wave of drone attacks launched towards Moscow. Almost half of the 65 drones targeted the capital region itself, while Russian authorities report the rest were intercepted over 5 other regions of the country. One woman was injured near Moscow. Residential buildings caught fire in the Bryansk region, about 400 kilometres southwest of the capital. Introducing Pavel Felgenhauer, who's a defence analyst. He joins us live from Moscow. Pavel, always good to see you on Al Jazeera. So look, minimal damage by the looks of it, but nevertheless an audacious attack from Ukraine. What do we assume the intended targets were here?
Well, it's an attack on a number of Russian different regions. Now the defense ministry says that over 70 drones were intercepted. Apparently in the Tula region there was an attempted attack on a gunpowder factory. Again, the Russian authorities says without much success. And a large number of these drones were at aimed at the Moscow region, which was not a target in recent weeks or months. Apparently, again, it's not clear what was the exact target of the Ukrainian attack. Apparently, they didn't hit anything very substantial. And of course, the same last night, about 145 Russian drones attacked deep into Ukraine, according to Ukrainian military sources. So this is a kind of both sides hitting deep inside each other. There's talk of a coming possible ceasefire with the victory of Donald Trump in American presidential elections. And as it often happens in such conflicts, most likely both sides are trying right now to hit harder before there is a possible ceasefire.
Given, Pavel, that there is this sort of tit-for-tat exchange of drones between Ukraine and Russia, the assumption is, of course, that Russia may have been prepared for an attack of this nature. Nevertheless, the fact that these drones have penetrated Russian airspace, what does that say to you?
Well, the Russian air defense system, which was mostly created during the Cold War in Soviet times, was not designed for drones. It was designed to intercept military jets with smaller numbers, but with fast, bigger targets, and not swarms of much smaller and slower drones. So it's not really that well equipped to intercept drones. They are intercepted, but not that very effectively. And of course, hitting down and taking down a drone, often the missile that hits him costs much more than the drone itself.
Now, there is, as you've hinted at, the suggestion the Biden administration will rush weapons and military supplies to Ukraine before the Trump presidency begins in January. Does Ukraine now feel like its window to hit Russia, either symbolically or effectively, is rapidly closing? Could we see more attacks of this nature in the coming weeks?
Yes, I believe that's a high possibility that Ukraine is going to throw everything it has right now into the battle. Since, again, there's a talk of a possible ceasefire happening, as it happens often, say, in the Middle East. If there's talk of a ceasefire, often the fighting intensifies because before a ceasefire, each side wants to get better points on possible negotiations and bid for that exchanges. So that's, I'm afraid there's going to be more attacks, and both sides are going to intensify the fighting.
OK, so this could be a sign of things to come. Pavel Felgenhauer, defence analyst, joining us in Moscow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.